Good evening, Southwest, or well, good afternoon, Southwest Arkansas. Welcome back to Southwest Arkansas Weather. We're here to take a look at your update on the severe weather chances for today and for the upcoming, for Wednesday as well. For the most part, what we have ongoing right now is some scattered showers. We have a lot of cloudy skies right now, some scattered showers, and these are going to continue from the looks of it through the rest of this morning or through the rest of this afternoon, and we'll keep an eye on it. But so far, we've just had a lot of showers. There's a lot of shower activity back off in northeast Texas that's moving to the northeast, and we'll watch and see if anything can form out of these showers as they move into southwest Arkansas this afternoon. But for the most part right now, it's just a cloudy and rainy day, which we'll see how big of a factor this plays in our overall severe weather threat. Most importantly, today's severe weather threat's not on the higher side of things. It's one of those another one of those low end events, but it's still a chance of severe weather. Same thing with the tornado chances; those are on the very low to low side of things there as well. But temperatures right now range from the 70s across southwest Arkansas. 77 in Magnolia at this current time. Let's take a look currently at the severe weather outlook for today. Once again, you can see for most of southwest Arkansas, we have a slight risk, a level 2 out of 5 on the severe weather scale. That is for the Mena, Hot Springs, Mount Ida, Glenwood, Murfreesboro, Arkadelphia, Malvern, Sheridan, Fordyce, Camden, Magnolia, Stamps, Texarkana, Foreman, Ashdown, DeQueen, Nashville. I think I got all the places. Hope, Prescott, and that general area, as you can see there. We have a very low-end severe weather threat with the marginal risk on the 1 out of 5 on the severe weather scale down there for the Hampton, Magnolia area, or El Dorado area, as you can see there. For the most part, though, we're going to be watching this afternoon closely. We have a low-end tornado threat and a 15% medium-end damaging wind and large hail threat. We'll talk about the specifics on those outlooks here in just a minute. This then goes into tomorrow as well. As we go overnight tonight, we're going to have some storms come out of Oklahoma, and that could carry some severe potential overnight. Like I said, it's on the lower side of things, and that slight risk is there in effect once again for mainly southern and eastern portions of Arkansas, but most of our coverage area will be in that slight risk unless you're in the northwestern corner of our coverage area, as you can see there with the darker green colored area. Tornado threat on that is low as well. Damaging wind threat is medium. That looks to be the main threat, is damaging winds. Large hail threat is on the low side once again there for your day on Wednesday. Lots of heavy rain will probably be likely through this. We could see some areas with another 2 to 3 inches of rainfall, but majority 1 to 3 inches looks like a good possibility for southwest Arkansas in terms of the heavy rainfall side of things. I think Wednesday is going to be mainly a washout, but enough of that. Let's get back to Tuesday's severe weather outlook, and this is the tornado outlook. You can see there's that low end 5% tornado risk for the Mount Ida down to Glenwood, Murfreesboro, Nashville, Derricks, DeQueen, Ashdown, Foreman, Texarkana areas. You have that very low end tornado threat, 2% for the rest of almost all the rest of the coverage area for Hot Springs, Malvern, Arkadelphia, Delight, Hope, Stamps, Bradley, Magnolia, Prescott, Camden, Hampton, Fordyce, and Sheridan. And then you see that dashed area there. That is a SIG, what's called a SIG 1. What that means is you could have some, the atmosphere is capable of producing tornadoes up to or around EF2 strength. Does that mean every single one of them will be that? If we do get multiple ones across the overall tornado outlook area, not just southwest Arkansas, but in general, not necessarily. You could have some weaker. There's that possibility, as always, for one that could possibly be stronger than that. But for the most part, though, the tornado threat's overall on the low side of things. I don't want to harp on that too much, but we also have a large hail threat as well with the 15% chance and medium end large hail threat there with the dashed area there as well. What that means is that's another SIG 1 dashed area for the possibility of hail up to 2 inches in size there across the region. And then we have a damaging wind risk of around medium as well there for much of the same similar areas there once again. Real quickly, let's talk about what we're going to see on Futurecast with some models. Some big questions are in store for regarding what happens this afternoon. Some earlier models, if I back this up to earlier, we zoom out here for the South Central region area, or really just the Arklatex region. We've seen some of this shower activity ended up turning into some thunderstorms, some supercells there in northeast Texas, and those moved up into southwest Arkansas. Recent data's continued to move that, or kind of just not necessarily take that away, but weakens that trend on that. So we'll see what happens with that. The biggest, I think there's a big kind of question mark across northeast Texas and southeast Oklahoma regarding what happens with those. We got a lot of, you go back over to current radar, you have a lot of showers and storms, or really just showers ongoing right now across the northeast Texas area. But if we look up here at the most recent trends, it doesn't have those producing as strong as what we previously seen, and it really just keeps those showers around. So that's a trend I've been noticing. We'll have to see if that trend continues through the afternoon. But the overall general idea is we will have to watch this afternoon closely, because if we can get any storms to develop, or storms off that develop off by themselves, we'll have to watch for a severe weather potential. You know, if you get a storm that's isolated by itself, that can carry the overall greatest all severe weather hazards threat. But for the most part, though, we continue to see some showers this afternoon. Like we said, we'll watch this afternoon and evening if we get any storms to develop, or if we just continue with some showers. But the big thing is, after midnight, a line or cluster starts to move out of Oklahoma and into southwest Arkansas, and that's going to bring us some storms. This is a little sloppy on model data. Remember, model data is not 100%. It's always wrong somewhere, so just remember that with model data. This can change, and there will still be some adjustments to it probably, but overall this is the general idea. An area of storms moves in overnight Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. You can see this around that 2 a.m. time frame, and we'll have to watch for these if they carry a damaging wind threat, that severe weather potential overnight into Wednesday morning. If we back this up to an earlier model run, this shows that line, that cluster moving through, and then, once again, you kind of got to watch out for those areas that bow out. They may have, if that is what occurs, you'll have to watch for a damaging wind potential with those. But that continues through tomorrow morning, and then we kind of just have a rainy day tomorrow morning, and we will have to watch, some of these storms to see if they get their act together throughout the day. But really, we start to go into that afternoon, and another line forms over us that afternoon and evening over really southeastern Arkansas, as you can see there, and that moves through the area by the end of the day on Wednesday. So just a very rainy period. If we look at what the HRRR is wanting to show for totals on rain side of things, picking up on possibility of 3 inches, maybe some isolated higher amounts, but I think the general idea is 1 to 3 inches of rain could be a possibility through Wednesday. Another look at some of our other experimental, but what we call CAM models, or high resolution models. This is another one of these that we're going to look at and see. This shows, pretty much similar with the recent trends as the HRRR did. What I mean by that is it's not picking up on, it's trying to, but it's not really keeping those storms or that rain down there. It tries to develop it into storms, but it doesn't really keep it going like it previously did. What I mean by that is those storms don't really get going and move into southwest Arkansas. Like I said, though, we'll keep an eye on that. That's the biggest question. Will that occur, or is this a trend that we're seeing due to what we currently have ongoing across southwest Arkansas with all that rainfall and cloud cover? But you can see there, for the most part, this does bring some down there. This does bring some down there this evening, so that's something we'll have to watch for. If this occurs, you will have that severe weather potential down there with those storms as they move late this afternoon and really this evening into southwest Arkansas down there near Texarkana, and they just move up into, you could have what looks to be maybe a cluster or if these are out by themselves, once again, that'll carry the best overall severe weather threat. But that looks to move through this evening, right around 7 to 10 p.m. through 11 p.m. And then we start to see the cluster and move in, or the cluster out of Oklahoma, or storms out of Oklahoma, move in overnight Wednesday overnight Tuesday and Wednesday morning, and that continues into Tuesday with some more storms being possible across southwest Arkansas most of the day on your Wednesday. Another one of the experimental models, and remember, this isn't perfect. Like we said, we'll watch it, but this kind of shows that same general idea with those storms developing in northeast Texas, possibly. That line out off in Texas along that front, that starts to move towards us, and this only goes so far to our overnight time frame, but you can see that line comes out of Texas and Oklahoma area, and as it reaches us, it starts to decrease, but it could carry that overnight severe weather potential into Wednesday, where Wednesday is expected to be mainly a washout down, or more than likely a washout down there with that. Once again, remember, you're going to hear me, you're going to get tired of me saying this, but model data isn't perfect. Here's another one of our other models, the European model. This is not as high resolution as the others, because this is a more of a long range model, but it shows, once again, some storms tonight across southwest Arkansas, really this evening and into the early overnight hours, and then that more storms being possible throughout the day with a line forming in the afternoon Wednesday. Either way, for the most part, expecting some heavy rainfall through that tomorrow. And you can see this. Here's the Weather Prediction Center overall heavy rainfall, or well, not necessarily heavy rainfall, but overall precipitation totals, and it's predicting anywhere between 1 to, like I said, 3 inches of rainfall across southwest Arkansas through ending Thursday morning. So that's through the next 48 hours there with that. After you get through this, though, we end up with a clearer time frame. Once again, you got to get through those rain chances today, but as we go to the end of the week, some small chances of rain early Thursday morning, but sunny skies Thursday through Saturday. Cooler on Thursday as a front moves through, but we warm back up Friday and Saturday. Maybe have another small chance of rain or some storms on Sunday. We'll watch that closely with partly cloudy skies. But after this, though, we do look to finally get a little quieter across the region for a few days anyways. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below, and we will get to them and answer them. I want to say big thanks, as always, to all of our sponsors for making this possible. J&S Auto Supply, Bumper to Bumper, Landmark Insurance Agency, Palmer's Roofing, and Patterson's Credit Union, and the Grease Gorilla. Make sure to check them all out and give them a call if you're in need of any of the things that they offer once again there as well. But to go back over this, we're continuing to watch for that severe weather potential. We got to watch this really this evening, I would say, afternoon, evening. Right now we have showers ongoing across southwest Arkansas, and that's going to continue probably for a little while longer. It may continue through the rest of the afternoon. We'll see. Data doesn't do a great job picking up on these morning showers from time to time. I mean, it's showing it, but how much longer does that go? It looks like it's going to possibly go throughout the rest of the afternoon with those scattered showers right now. Biggest thing is we'll see. There's still, like I said, big question mark. Will we get those supercells to form in northeast Texas? And how do they evolve as they go into southwest Arkansas this afternoon? Really this evening, like I said, we're going to watch this evening closely. If we can get those will carry a severe weather potential. And then overnight tonight, as a line moves out of Oklahoma into southwest Arkansas, as it's weakening, it could carry that severe weather potential. Once again, all modes of severe weather possible. That's probably when your damaging wind threat's going to be the highest, is with that line overnight as it moves in. And then into tomorrow, where we're going to have pretty much a rainy day throughout the day tomorrow. And then we got to watch for some more storms to form as that line kind of reforms tomorrow morning and through the afternoon bringing us a lot of rainfall, though. Much needed rainfall, but too much at one time, that can cause issues. So once again, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. This will be posted as a YouTube video after this ends. This will also be on Facebook, so if you miss anything, you can always go back through and see what we went over and talked about. Like I said, we'll continue to keep you updated, and as soon as we get any watches or any discussions about if a watch is coming out, we will begin the live nonstop severe weather coverage over on YouTube, and that will play with radar. And if we need to go live for any life-threatening severe weather, we will break into the coverage like we're talking about right here, and we'll also go live on Facebook and having radar updates posted over on the Facebook side of things as well throughout this event, as long as we can. So far, I don't see any questions. Even after this ends, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. We will answer them to the best of our abilities. Just another chance of severe weather, but after this, after tomorrow, we should get a little bit of a break in some nicer weather as we go into this weekend. Some drier and clearer conditions. Sunday, we'll watch for another chance, maybe some showers and some thunderstorms, but we'll get through the next couple of days before we dive into details on that. Once again, though, overall, just this is a lower end. This is a low severe weather threat. Once again, it's not high by all means. There's still a chance. That's the biggest thing. And make sure, as always, you have multiple ways to receive warnings, and have multiple sources and multiple ways to receive warnings. Have ways to wake you up, because it's going to be there's a chance for some severe weather overnight tonight as well. And just be prepared. Know what to do. Have plans in place to, if a warning gets issued, you're prepared and you're already ready to go. Just, it's Arkansas. That is good to have. That is good to know where to go and what to do in case something is issued. So it's just something that you can do, and you don't got to try to figure it out as that warning's ongoing over your area. But once again, I don't see any questions, so that's where we're going to end it off for your day today. We'll see if we have another live update for Wednesday. I think we will try to have another. We'll go over Wednesday's event or chance of severe weather tomorrow. And if anything changes, we will have updates here on Facebook for the day today. We'll keep you updated, though, with the latest. Have a good rest of your afternoon. And if we don't have to go live, we'll see you tomorrow for an update on tomorrow's severe weather chances. But as always, we'll be here ready to track the next severe storms or any severe storms. And as always, have a good rest of your afternoon. Thank you guys very much for trusting us right here with your source for all things Southwest Arkansas weather.